Taraji,
Mm-hmm.
broken
Mm-hmm.
on those platforms. It was painful to watch. However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique show.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. We got to ask for it right now. Now, I understand that because there was a time I felt the same way.
Exactly.
We'll get him the next time. We'll get him the next time. And the next time never comes. And then you see our sister broken, sitting on those platforms. Now, when I said it,
why didn't it get the traction when you said it that when she said it? Now all of a sudden everybody is coming, and I don't have a problem. I'm glad.
Yes.
But if you said this a decade ago, and I remember you saying it over a decade ago, why didn't it get the when Monique said it?
I think there's a few reasons why. Number one, it was the messenger. I should just be grateful I got invited to the party. You a big, fat, black woman. How dare you be the one? And then on top of that, you're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud. That's not what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say you actually say our heroes' names.
You're very specific.
These are our heroes. How could you say their names out loud? Because they're the ones that did it. And if I don't say it out loud, now you see a woman that is swallowing that pain, that is so stressed out. Then you see our sister Taraji P. Henson sit on that platform. And
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us.
Yes.
They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay? So do the math. Now we have 5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed.
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that.
It wears on you,
So apparently, Jada Pinkett Smith. Now I'm going to put my personal opinions and feelings aside of Jada Pinkett Smith. Comes out and says, I feel for Taraji P. Henson. My heart broke. It's so sad. Yada, yada, yada. She also states that her heart broke out for Taraji P. Henson. And she feels terrible and how it's unfortunate with her. I really can't take what Jada Pinkett says seriously. Because if that was the case, I got a question for you, Jada Pinkett Smith. And Will Smith, if you want to come for me and give me the slap, you can do what you got to do, man, but I got to call out the bullshit. Where was that same energy 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago? Where was that same energy when Monique got whitelisted? Wait, let me get this straight. When Monique was was doing the same thing that Taraji P. Henson is doing right now, where was you at? You heifer, yes, I'm going there. With your fake ass outrage about the Chris Rock joke. Y'all can say what you want about Chris Rock. I have issues with Chris Rock. Yeah, he's a coon. Especially when he let Seinfeld, Louis C.K., and these other white folk that he was hanging with say the N-word and make racist jokes in front of him. I stand with Chris Rock when he called you out about your selective outrage. You only see, this is the problem with black folk. Y'all only call out systemic racism and racism, period, when it happens to you personally or happens to your loved one. But when it happens to somebody else, for some reason, we don't want to get on code. Y'all some fucking cowards. So when Monique was saying the same thing, Jada Pinkett Smith, I gotta ask you, where was you and Will Smith? And where was you, Jada Pinkett Smith, and your husband, Will Smith? How come you didn't say nothing then? Why didn't you stand by Monique, Jada Pinkett Smith, since you are what you would consider a black feminist and a so-called boss chick, but you married? And you brag about how you don't have to do X, Y, Z because of Will's money. Why would you put your husband's salary out there like that and his net worth like that? Why would you announce to the world of the money you're getting and talk about your husband's salary and your husband's money and your husband's net, basically how much money your husband has? Why do you black heifers do that? Tell your business to the world. And you're the same woman who embarrasses your husband, and you disrespect him countless times again, but you didn't even stand by your own husband. So if she can't stand, let me say this, ladies, if a woman can't stand by her husband, even her man, but if she can't stand by her own husband, what makes you think she's going to stand for you? I need us to think. I need us to start using this. The fact that she threw her own husband underneath the bus and actually put the battery in his back. Yes, I still say Will Smith. Well, Will had every right. I'm not getting into that because she threw him underneath the bus when he got whitelisted and being banned from the Oscars for 10 plus years. Actually, she ruined him. Will Smith had a choice to address it. He had a choice. He didn't have to go up and slap Chris Rock. He didn't have to do that. He could have chose a different route. But this is what happens when you let your women control your emotions, dictate your emotions, and you be a human attack dog. Jada, the fact that you didn't stand by Monique and you were silent tells me what I need to know about you. Tells me that a lot of black people in black Hollywood are a bunch of cutthroat, handkerchief-head coons, cowards. You threw Monique underneath the bus. See, you don't try to act like, oh yeah, I'll get rid of with the black sisterhood, because when it comes to challenging anti-black racism, I mean, obviously, when it comes to anti-black misandry, y'all ain't gonna do shit. But when it comes to anti-black misogyny, y'all don't see. When it comes to white folk and people who don't look like you doing you dirty, y'all don't have that smoke. It's usually black men standing addressing the issues, but y'all get in y'all feelings. We're not talking about the guys, the losers that y'all like to have relations with, your exes. We're not talking about the guys you dealt with. We're talking about men as a whole. That's the ones you actually pass up because maybe you ain't worth a damn. Y'all all think y'all good women. Y'all all think y'all ladies because the men, we got y'all get away with too much. We got complacent and let y'all heifers get away with too much. We didn't, because we're so afraid to have standards. And what womanhood is and what manhood is, but we let women dictate what manhood is, but yet they don't even know nothing about their own womanhood, and they refuse to. They hate being a woman, but they want the benefits of the traditional woman. But when a woman's traditional and she stays with her husband, despite him doing some questionable things and dirt. When I'm not talking about SA, I'm not talking about rape, I'm not talking about child molestation. I'm talking about a misunderstanding, an argument that probably led to DV. And she stayed with the husband and forgave him, even though, you know why? Because she did dirt too. That's why that was her way of saying, I stick with him because I was in the wrong myself and I should have never went there and put hands on him first and never provoked him. But y'all wouldn't think those women are weak and stupid. But to me, what it is that y'all don't like Monique. Y'all don't like the fact that she was the messenger that I was speaking out because she's a big, heavy-set black woman. The fact that she stood by her husband and her husband went to bat for her, y'all are mad. She didn't throw her husband underneath the bus unlike you did, Jada. And the thing is, she never. One thing I can say about Monique, she didn't embarrass her husband, talk about entanglement, and brag about having an affair, and try to shame and emasculate her husband to accept her bullshit. So you can miss me with the selective outrage. You just are opportunist. You just saying this because you're trying to. It's not about support of the sisterhood that don't exist. You just want support. We don't have no code because we don't want to stay on code and get on code and stay on code because we're opportunists for white acceptance. That's what it is.